Yes, yes, yes. People, opposition opinions is back. It's been too long since I've spoken to my boy Tobs and my boy Lawless, and what a time to speak to them. This weekend is gonna be very, very interesting. If you've not done so already, please make sure you're following all three of us, man. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you go over to Tap In Tobes, whose next road is to 20k. Make sure you go over to Lawless Live, whose next road just starting up, man. Let's get him up to 5k. Now he's got his channel, Lawless Live, finally on the road. It's good to see both of you plugging content. Just watch both of your channels, man. I love you two together is great, man. And I've missed us three, to be fair. 'Cause it's been too long. It's always fun and games. And I thought we'd get into some of what's going to be a very interesting game of football at the weekend. I'm struggling to call this one. I really am. I haven't been impressed by
Really?
West Ham under Lopetegui. I haven't been impressed by Spurs under Ange in the last few. I'm going to get from Ange Postecoglou football. Or I say I probably do know what I'm going to get. I just don't know if the guy's going to change his ways. He seems very stubborn into playing one game of football. He's coming out in interviews saying, "It's just the way I play, mate. It's just the way I play. If you don't like it, don't go get someone else." So I'm struggling with this one. I personally feel it might go Spurs' way, but Lopetegui has got to start bouncing back. He's obviously got his win against Palace. He's got his win against Ipswich. Now it's time to do it against. Let's be real, a rivalry which I always laugh at because you guys hate each other like with a passion. Like West Ham and Spurs literally hate each other. I know Spurs hate Arsenal, and I know that West Ham can't stand Arsenal because they still can't get over the fact that we nicked their captain off of them, right? But for me, this is always a good one, and I cannot think of two people better to bring on
Mm.
to this show. So, Topes, let me start with you, my bro.
Hmm.
Last time we were here, you said on this very channel, we are going to hurt you. It's going to be painful for you, and we're
Mm.
going to take 3 points. And unfortunately, Spurs lost 2-1 in a crazy game, by the way, which they
Should have
did not
never lost
deserve
that
to
game.
lose.
Should have
Never
never
should
lost
have
that
lost.
game.
Never should have. But West Ham shit housed their way through it. How is this one going to go this weekend, bro?
Um, this one, I feel like this one is gonna go the same way as the last one in the first half. I just hope it won't go the same way in the second half. And what I mean by that is, I think we're gonna dominate most of the ball. We're gonna create a lot of chances. We're gonna keep a lot of possession in West Ham's half. Um, but we're also gonna leave opportunities for West Ham to get at us. And I that's the trend for me this game. And I feel like it's a similar trend for pretty much most games we play under Ange Postecoglou because of his inability to make in-game changes. Not so much changes from the offset, because I think contrary to what he's actually saying and what a lot of people are saying, he has changed some things. This is what I'm trying to say to Lawless this season. He's made some tweaks, but I feel like our default setting will mean that we're gonna create chances this game. We're gonna play an aggressive style, but we're also gonna leave ourselves susceptible at the back in certain cases. So it's the age-old cliche yet again of, if we take our chances, right? When we go 1-0 up, if we go 1-0 up, go 2-0 up, right? And when you go 2-0 up, go 3-0 up. That, unfortunately, no matter how we slice and dice it, that's just how we have to play to win nowadays. Like, because 1-0 is such a precarious scoreline at home. Like, I go into every game thinking Spurs need to score three. And I think we're going to put 3 goals past
And
them, honestly.
even then, it's a precarious position, as we know from the past. 3-0 up for Spurs against West Ham.
Yeah, that
It's not
was.
always safe.
If I speak about that one, I'll be in big trouble, man. Honestly, that was more of a disgrace than the Brighton result the other day. But yeah,
Who
man.
got that equaliser? It was a screamer, wasn't it? Who was that, by the way?
Lanzini.
Oh, that's
Lanzini.
it. Yeah.
And it
But
was so good because he was all texting me when they was 3 up at half time, like bantering me, yeah. And then he went missing at full time.
I didn't go missing. Stop lying. I didn't go missing. I think we're going to win this game of football, to be honest. I just hope we don't shoot ourselves in the foot like we did last season. It does tend to happen with the players that we have. talented players, but for whatever reason, sometimes we'll just have this head loss moment and we'll just shoot ourselves in the foot. But honestly, I'm not really scared of West Ham. It's not to say that they can't hurt us. It's not to say that they can't get a result. It's to say that off the back of that nasty result at Brighton, off the back of some of the games we've played this season where we've created enough to be out of sight and we've not picked up the points, I want to see a reaction. There's only room for a win in this game for me. Anything less than a win is unacceptable, especially off the back of the result against Brighton. So I don't really want to care or entertain anything else. Go and win the game of football. Go put away your chances. Go and bury this team. Go and bury this team. We should have buried them at home last year. Bury them again this season. Simple.
Listen, man, fine talk. I love it. Igawa said, Tobs, if Spurs lose to West Ham, Lawless will be unbearable. I cannot wait. Wow, he thinks maybe there could be
He's unbearable now. He's unbearable
well,
now.
yeah, this is true. He's unbearable every week, and West Ham have been rubbish for years.
Yeah.
But Lawless, talk to me, man. How's this one going down? Tobs feels pretty confident. Let me ask you, is this a good time to play Spurs or a bad time? Because obviously you've gone past the international break. Brighton result was a disgrace, in my opinion, by the way. But do they bounce back from this, or is it a good time to hurt them while they're down or kick them while they're down, like so to speak?
Yeah, do you know what? I think they really needed to face us like before that international break, like a week after. Do you know what I mean? When you lose like that, you want an immediate response to put it right. That the fires and the embers probably died down a little bit since then. So yeah, I can't say whether it's a good time or not. I think as a whole this season, it's a good time because there's still glaring holes in the Spurs team, in the Spurs defense and things like that. I don't understand Tobes' confidence. Like, if I lost a game like they lost to Brighton, I could never be confident. Not for a long time. It would take a lot of games for me to get that confidence back. So him being confident, it's misplaced. Like, this is a big unknown for me. Like, this is Lopetegui era. First time Lopetegui has played in this derby. So we'll see. He's won one London derby, lost one London derby so far this season. We'll see how he does in this one. This is a big game, and he needs to know that.
It's not,
you know.
But
you want to.
You know what it is though? Like, it's not even like, I'm not even saying that it's like, I feel like confidence makes it sound as if I'm being cocky and arrogant. I'm not. I'm not being cocky and arrogant. I've seen the performances this season. On performances this season, we should have picked up more points. Look at some of the games we've lost this season. Newcastle. Can you truthfully say that we were the inferior team there and we didn't deserve to pick up points? Like, there are games I've seen where Tottenham, like 20 minutes of head loss, had just scuppered like 45, 50 minutes of good work. And unfortunately for us, games aren't won in 45 minutes. They're won in 90 minutes. But what I've seen from us over the course of 90 minutes, multiple times this season, gives me belief that we can beat this West Ham team at home. We can. It's the age-old cliche. Again, if you take your chances, if you don't shoot yourselves in the foot. Son is back. Richarlison's on the bench, right? When we played them at home last season, Maddison wasn't there. Van de Ven wasn't there, right? Lawless will obviously cite the fact that both players played away from home. Away from home is different. At home, I think a team that wants to try and finish in the top four, a team that wants to try and apparently win things this season, you should be beating West Ham at home. You absolutely should be beating West Ham at home. I don't really see why that's being deemed cocky, confident. It's not.
No, but there's a difference between you should and we will. That's the difference, right? And for you to be like, yeah, I'm confident we can beat West Ham. You can beat us.
No, I'm confident we will beat West Ham. I literally said we have to win. I'm not accepting a draw off the back of that Brighton result. We have to win this game of football. End of discussion. We have to win.
That's the thing. The pressure. This is what I said in our preview. The pressure is on you big time. Ange has to be feeling some of the heat. The players have to be feeling some of the heat. The ground could get tense. Do you know what I mean? If things don't go your way, you know what I mean? Maybe we get the first goal. The pressure can ramp up, and we'll see how you do under pressure, because what we've seen so far this season is, like I said, soft team. So hopefully we can expose that. Like I said, like the same way you believe that you can beat West Ham at home, and you have every right to believe that, I believe we can beat Spurs. We can beat Spurs. Whether we will is a different story, but we have the firepower and we have the squad balance down, the squad depth, I think, to get a win and expose Tottenham. you know what I mean? Not to say that we're favourites.
Potts, you said so. You asked like whether it was a good time for West Ham to play us. I don't think it was a good time for West Ham to play us. I don't think it is a good time for West Ham to play us, and the reason being is we've actually got Son back. Like if you look at the games we played against Man United and against Brighton, if Son plays in those games, we're about 3-0 up against Man United in the first half, and we're about 3-0 up against Brighton in the first half. Is that a yes or a no?
You're doing too much now. Come on. I know like you're in this Sun prop.
No.
Come on, you can't say that.
It's not even about doing too much, right? Look at the performances. Look who started for us, Timo Werner. So when you're asking the question, are you playing Tottenham at the right time or the wrong time? The right time is playing someone like Timo Werner because he's going to get the ball in good positions and he's going to miss chances like he did against Man United, like he did against Brighton, right?
I'm hearing Son is still a doubt, though. That Son's not I'm hearing Son's not a guarantee.
He's in contention to play.
In contention, yeah? That's not a guarantee. He's in contention. It's not a guaranteed start. So
it's not a guaranteed start, but the point I'm making is before, against Brighton, there was absolutely no chance Son played. Now he plays. If I put Son in the same positions Werner was in, it's a different result. It's a different outcome.
So let me ask you, Tobs, because you said we played a lot of good football this season. Should have beaten Leicester. Should have beaten Newcastle. Didn't. Why is that? Is it Ange? Is it poor finishing? Is it we're not taking the chances?
It's everything. It's everything. So it's Ange. So on the part that stays with him is in all 3 of these games, he's not done enough, in my opinion, to change the outcome of the game for Tottenham in terms of his in-game management. So if I look at Leicester, right? Leicester, the game is the minute we conceded that goal, it was just kamikaze. And I don't think he did enough, right? I don't think he did enough in the moments of turbulence, right, to stem the tide for Tottenham. I don't think he made the right changes, moved the right players around to try and regain control of that game. Yeah. Against Newcastle, it was a different situation. Newcastle, it was all Tottenham. It was one-way traffic dominance, right? I don't think he changed I don't think in that game he changed our variety of attack enough to get the result, right? Because I've seen us against Brentford this season unpick a deep block. I've seen us I've seen us give even you lot in the first half, you lot the meanest defense in the league. And I think we caused you problems in the first half. And if we had better finishing on the day, we could have scored, right? But I feel like in the Newcastle game, it was us doing the same thing over and over and over again in the second half and not really getting the result. He brought on Brennan Johnson, fine. But what can you do as a manager to change this? Can you now start saying, you know what? Newcastle are deep in their shape. They're playing a deep block. Let me try and use Destiny Udogie as an overlapping option. Let me try and maybe make a couple of changes to try and change the variety of attack, because he did that against Brentford and we destroyed Brentford. He did that against Man United and it was the end result was the same. Can I move Kulusevski into the midfield and try a different option through the middle? Like, there were certain things that he could have done in that game against Newcastle before they scored their goal that he didn't do. And I think that's the common theme with Ange in all these games we've played, right? I can't fault the chance creation. I can't fault the fact that you are putting more players back to defend transitions. What I can fault is your in-game management, your ability to literally change the tide, change the game in Tottenham's favour with your substitutions, with your instructions. That has been what's been failing him this season. And then if I look at the players, there are some big players in our team who haven't performed. Romero, who's our best defender, and I'll say this on record, he's still our best defender, quality defender. He's not been good this season. He's been poor, and he's actually been culpable, very poor. He's been culpable for a lot of the goals you conceded this season.
Do you think you did too much? Do you think you did too much on him, Tobes, the last couple?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you overrated him.
Why?
You overrated him.
Because I say he's a quality centre back. I've never called him elite. I've never called him world class. I've never said he's the best in his position.
He's a good centre back. He's not a quality centre back. Let's do that. He's good. He's not quality.
He's a quality centre back. So I think. So
where's that quality gone?
I've spoken on Ange, but then I think some players have not been to the level that we expect. Destiny, I thought he was quite good in form up until that Brighton game, but even he had a poor start to the season. He was poor against Newcastle. He was poor against Leicester, right? Brennan Johnson, until he caught fire, started the season horribly. Son, we've not really had in the last 2 games, Richarlison's been injured, and even Son, when he was playing, the performances weren't that great. So I can't put it all on Ange because it's not all on Ange. We've had tons of chances. If you look at, as I said this to Lawless yesterday, if you look at the stats, statistically, we should have more points. We should. If you look at the goals if you look at the XG we've created and you look at the XGA that we've actually racked up this season, we should be on more points, but we're not, because we have players who are toothless up top and we have players who are making mistakes at the back. So it's not all on Ange. I think you have to pin it on some of the players, and I also think you have to pin it on some of our recruitment as well, like signing bare. Like, listen, no doubt some of these kids are talented, but signing bare kids, only one starter in Dominic Solanke, who's actually been a good signing, right? But one starter to improve the team that you had last year. Okay, our bench probably looks better. I would rather see Archie Gray come off the bench than Skip. I would rather see Odebear come off the bench than Brian Hill, for instance. But ultimately, have we made enough of a dent in the gap between us and an Arsenal, us and a Man City, even us and a Liverpool? I don't think we have. So for me,
is that bad recruitment then? Because 400 million euros since Ange has been there is a lot of money, bro. A lot
400
of money.
euros.
Yeah, 400 million euros is what they.
Yeah, I'm not talking about our recruitment on the whole. I'm talking about our recruitment in this summer, right? Our net spend this summer was like 75 million pound. We spent around about 145 million pound, but our net spend was 75. We actually made quite a lot of money this summer off player sales. I'm talking about signing genuine players who can actually push some of the guys that we have starting onto the bench. We didn't do that enough this summer.
I mean, look, go on, Lawless, go on.
No, I was going to say, is that just on the Ange thing, this is the thing that gives me some sort of confidence, because
bro, I'm going Disney watching you, man. Sit still, man.
I'm trying to get my steps up while I'm here.
Oh, okay, go on.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, no, like with with this game, yeah, like to me, as long as we stay in the game, whether it's keep it the score level even or just one behind, I'm confident that Lopetegui has the tools to get us a result with his changes, with substitutions. I think that Lopetegui is a better tactician than Ange Postecoglou. I think Postecoglou is a better, probably, offensive coach. But when it comes to being a tactician, I think Lopetegui wipes the floor with Ange as a tactician easily. Why are you trying to your face up like that, Post?
I don't see that I've seen anything tactically about Lopetegui yet whatsoever.
What do you mean? Like, every time that we've needed substitutions made, those substitutions have worked out and improved, either got us a result or improved the performance from what we saw before.
Bro, this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get.
Yeah, but this is surface level. You're looking at surface level things. Oh, 2 wins. Like, you got to look at the game and see the context of how we was performing before the substitutions and how we performed after the subs.
Okay, so then when I'm trying to get you to look at surface, beneath the surface on our results, you're looking at our surface level results. You're looking at our surface level managerial setup. You're not looking beneath the surface on our performances. You just made a point.
But I've seen Ange's substitutions and they're dog shit. Yeah, they're dog shit.
I'm not talking about his in-game management. I've literally just told you his in-game management is shit. So I don't know why you're going off on that tangent. I'm telling you, you made a point around, I know the game plan. You do know the game plan because it's there for everyone to see if we stay in the game. Who's to say that you will stay in the game? Who's to say that you will stay in the game?
Who's to say you'll be in the game? Who's to say you'll be in the game?
We absolutely will be in the game. If you've watched us play this season and you've watched you play this season, you know, we both know, all three of us know, Spurs are going to create chances against this West Ham team. I watched this West Ham team against Chelsea. I watched you against Ipswich. We're going to create chances against you.
Yes, but you don't realize, we are an evolving team, right?
I don't care what
you may watch us 1 week. We're evolving.
I don't care what you are. Truthfully, I don't give a fuck what you are. I'm not gonna.
We're not the same team week to week. This ain't like Moyes' team where you know what we are.
I'm not talking about Moyes. I'm talking about you as a club. I'm talking about us. No matter the opposition we've played this season, the one thing I can actually say has been consistent outside of maybe the Arsenal game and Newcastle in the second half is chance creation. Spurs have actually created chances. So I don't think it's far-fetched for me to say based off the way we play, based off what I've seen from you, based off what I've seen from us, we're going to create chances. You literally just said it yourself. West Ham, if we can stay in the game, if we can keep it at 0-0 or we keep it at 1-0 down, I trust Lopetegui to make some changes and get us back into the game. And that's my worry. That is literally my worry, because we said it already. Ange Postecoglou, he's not good at reacting to other managers changing their game plans, changing the way they want to set up and cater for Tottenham, right? He's good, in my opinion, at setting up a game plan from the off to try and get Spurs on the front foot, to attack, to create chances. If that doesn't work, it's difficult sometimes to see Ange change it. There's not enough evidence of him changing games with the substitutions, and it never used to be like that. At the start of his tenure at Tottenham, he was actually doing that to a decent standard, but I don't know what it is. Since the injuries, it's been dog shit. His substitutions are not good. His timing of his substitutions aren't good. His instruction to the team when we're in those moments aren't good. It's just not good. But again, Lawless said, if we stay in the game. I'm not going to come here and tell you that, oh, it's all doom and gloom with Ange. As I said, Spurs are creating chances. Shots against us are down. Shots that were put in other people's goals are up. There's positive metrics for me to believe that Spurs are more than capable of beating West Ham. We are.
Lawless, let me come to you, man. I know you've got a plane behind you, so I'll ask the question quick before you come off mute. You've always stuck by this Lopetegui manager, right? You know my thoughts on him. I personally feel like you have seen the grass ain't always greener and now can't go back on your word. I've said that about the Moyes thing. I truly believe that. I think you were such a Moyes out that you now have to stick by Lopetegui, even though you're not too happy. There's no way you're happy with Lopetegui. I'm sorry. I don't agree
100%.
with it.
100%.
No way
he's
happy.
fake. Do you know why he's fake? Do you know why he's fake? Do you know why he's fake? So, in fact, let me not call him fake. He's probably real, because it's like you're doing what a true fan should do. Absolutely. A true fan should give a manager or player, no matter what you rate, no matter your rating of said player or manager, you should give them time. So I'm in agreement with that. I think you should always give these players or managers time. But the reason why I say he's fake is because he's doing up all this, oh, he's this tactician, this, that, and the third. Yeah, he may be good at changing his tactics, right, in game. But this is not the style of manager you wanted. It isn't. It goes against the style of manager that you were preaching that you wanted when Moyes was in the job. Right. You said West Ham need a progressive coach. West Ham need a coach who can take the handbrake off, who can play a better style of play, and who can actually unlock the potential of the good players that you've signed, because West Ham do have good players.
Do you know why I know this is the case? Why Lawless can't come back on it? Because what were the names of the coaches that he was trying to link West Ham to West Ham?
He said Pochettino. He said
Xabi
Alonso. Like,
but now it's Lopetegui, and now it's like, oh, I'm really happy with that. Like, it's nonsense, man.
I'll be serious. Like, it's too early for me to write him off at West Ham. So I'm going to talk about his style of play. His style of play at Wolves, it didn't impress me. It did not impress me. I'm sorry.
But this is what I'm saying. Let's talk about this, because I've let you guys waffle long enough. I need to make some corrections. First of all, Wolverhampton Wanderers, his job was to come in and keep them up, save them from relegation. Yeah, they was bottom of the table, 20th when he come in. What did he do? He had to come in and stabilize them and fight relegation. So he used the best style of football to do that. Now, coming into West Ham, the job description, part of his job description, was to play progressive football, right? That's how Tim Steidten wants us to play. That's how Sullivan knows the fans wants to play. That's one of the reasons why Moyes, they know we have the issues with Moyes, is because of that very reason. So Lopetegui is obviously brought in, and he's undoubtedly been told, this is how we want to play. Can you deliver that? And in the interview, he said, yes, that's why he's got the job. So, okay, we haven't been in a situation now where we've been playing Ange ball, right? Where we're going all balls to walls, all out attack, because we're in a transition. We've got a transition from Moyes ball to what we're trying to play, that attacking football, right? And if we would just went like that, week one was just like, let's go for it. We'd be getting slapped like every week. What are you going to say for yourself?
I just want to say there's 2 points I want to make. One, nobody's asking for Lopetegui to be sacked. I've literally told you just now, I need to wait and see how it materializes at West Ham, because I agree with you. 7 games is not enough of a sample size with the influx of players that you signed. We need to see all of them available. We need to see how he uses them. We need to see, right? But your first point on, oh, he had a clear mandate to keep them up. So did Gary O'Neill. So that Gary O'Neill, when he stepped into the job, that Lopetegui left last season.
How's he doing? How's the Gary O'Neill that everyone's hyping up? How's he doing?
Wait. Before you chime in, I'm talking about
zero.
I'm talking about last season, right? I'm talking about last season where he lost Neves, where he lost other players, right? They lost players, and Gary O'Neill was able to go into that team, and I saw a much better style of play in comparison to the football I saw.
Yeah, but
let me finish.
Just because go on.
Under Lopetegui, under Lopetegui, I did not see Wolves play the kind of football they played under Gary O'Neill, with a batch of players that weren't as good as the players that Lopetegui had. So,
yeah, but Gary O'Neill had a pre-season. Gary O'Neill didn't come in halfway through the season like Lopetegui. Let's not do this where he got a chance to implement all of these things.
We're talking about style. We're talking about style.
Listen, yes, but that's what I'm saying. So halfway through, your team is 20th, yeah?
So then, but that's the point. You said you want a progressive coach. A progressive coach is going to show they're progressive no matter what circumstance they're put into. Whether they're managing a team at the bottom of the league, whether they're managing a team mid-table, whether they're managing a team aiming for top 4, whether they're managing a team at the top of the table. That's not to say that they will play that way all the time, but you will know distinctly whether this coach is progressive or not. And the
every player has said it.
We've seen from Lopetegui, not a single club have I seen this guy play. Sevilla, Wolves, not a single club where I've watched his football have I felt, wow, this guy really plays front-footed, aggressive, free-flowing football. It's not true. So
you can see the signs, though. You can see the signs are there. And every player, yeah, Antonio, Kudus, have all said that he's playing.
Forget about the signs, though. We've just agreed that it's too early to say whether he can play that football at West Ham.
Yes.
What I'm saying
but it's just too early to say he can't.
I didn't say he can't. I never.
Well, you're basically writing him off as a progressive manager or a manager who play progressive football.
I'm not writing him off. I'm saying you have been shown to be a bit of a hypocrite at this point in time, because you are basically giving a manager the grace, a manager who's never been known for playing a progressive style, to come into West Ham and say, "Yep, I'm going to play a progressive style," and that's fine. That's fine. But I just want you to acknowledge that West Ham have gone out and signed a manager who is not that progressive. He's not known for being progressive. He isn't.
Let me tell you something. When Big Sam was given a mandate of play attacking football or you're out, he played some of the best football I've ever seen at this club.
Agreed.
In 2014-15. It was unbelievable. It was top 4, everything. And then they decided not to give him a contract and he derailed us. So managers can do it for sure. And the fact that the players have come out and he said, yeah, he's trying to do this, it gives, and I'm seeing certain signs like us pressing higher up the pitch, us trying to play them quick passes and triangles. So I've seen enough for me to go, okay, let's see what he cooks. Let's see how it comes. Because if it comes down by the end of the season and we're playing more, because when I called it out, when was it the Brentford or I think it might have been the Brentford or Fulham game where I was like, this is Moyes' ball. And I wasn't having it. I called it out. And if he keeps playing like that, I don't mind it. If we're against Man City and you're playing Moyes' ball, play Moyes' ball. But I will accept it to a certain degree for games. But I don't think it's hypocritical to say, right, okay, the club want to play progressive football. They've gone with Lopetegui. I do think it was the easy, cheap option, to be fair. It wasn't the ambitious option. But he's here. He seems to have the right attitude. I like the fact that he makes those substitutions early because Moyes never did. So I've seen enough for me to say, cool, there's some good signs. I'm going to give him a chance. And that's what it comes down to. Nothing to do with Moyes and Potts' ridiculous point of, because I have to back him. That's and it's so funny, yeah. That's what everyone said to people that backed Emery when he was at Arsenal. Because you was Wenger out, you have to be Emery in. It's such an obvious thing.
That is what was happening, though. That is what was happening.
No, but listen, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not Lopetegui in no matter what. Like I said, I tweeted when before we got him, like, no, this ain't the manager I want. Now he's here. Boom. I'm giving him a chance. That's fair, and I've, like I said, seen good signs. So it's nothing to do with David Moyes. Whoever we got in afterwards, I would have given a chance. Except, well, not anyone. Like if it had been like a Steve Bruce or Tony Pulis, like, do you know what I mean? Unless they played fucking attacking football from day one and were slapping teams. So yeah, like it's nothing to do with Moyes. He's gone, and he could be going to Palace. I hope to see him there, and yeah, that would be
If he
brilliant.
goes to Palace, and imagine if he goes to Palace. My goodness. Do you know what would be funny? If he went to Palace and finished above West Ham, that would be funny. Let me tell you that.
Boy.
Look,
No.
there's 2 points in it between your two clubs, right? Lawless, if you win this game, you go above Spurs in the table. Do you think you could stay there?
Do you know what? I don't think we can stay there necessarily in terms of the short term. I feel like if we go above them, it's going to be a lot of, leapfrogging, a lot of switching, and because we're going to have them games where, do you know what I mean, weeks where we drop and we don't get the results we expect, they're going to be the same. So what end up there is a possibility, depending on, again, it's the sample size I've got is so small. But this is the thing that gives me some sort of confidence: is until the Ipswich game, we hadn't seen a consistent starting 11. Our starting 11 was drastically different week to week to week, right? And then we went from the Brentford game we took where we got the draw, and we took that starting 11 essentially into the Ipswich game. Now, if we start to get to the point where we've got a consistent 11, we can build some consistency, build some momentum, right? So that's what will give me confidence. So I need a little bit more sampling size so to have that confidence. But yeah, like I don't look at Spurs right now and see them as beyond our reach. You know what I mean? Like they're looking very fragile, and you know what I mean? He's under pressure.
If Ange is under pressure, then Lord knows what Lopetegui is. Lord
Whoa,
knows
whoa,
what.
whoa! But this is Ange's second season. This is his second season. Be real,
bro. This is what you do. You because I've said something, you will make it sound as if I'm not saying Ange has pressure. Ange has pressure to perform.
But you can't compare him and Lopetegui, though. You can't compare them because one's in their first season, one's second.
He's put a target on his own back by saying, I always win things in second season. So the pressure's on. You got to win something this season based off your words, right? And we got to see an improvement across everything that was poor last year. Improvement in defensive record, improvement.
Wait, what words? Based on what words?
On Ange's
you said based
words.
on my words. No, you said that. We have. Oh, sorry, Andrew, I thought you were talking about me.
This guy's so like insecure about his club. And
well, you're saying you, and you're looking at the screen. It looks like you're looking at me.
Yeah, and we're talking about Ange Postecoglou. I'm saying,
well, he's not here. So why are you saying you? He's not here.
Because I'm talking about what he's done. So I'm saying he's basically put a target on his back, and now you have to win. Now you have to win. Simple. You said, or he told us, fine, for your sake, he said, I always win things in my second season. So now we need to see you win something. So absolutely, there is pressure on Ange Postecoglou. And when you look at the results we've had, this season as well, or the results we've had in 2024, it's not been good. It's been distinctly average, like very, very, very average record in terms of the points that we've accumulated. So we need to see an improvement in that. However, I'm saying it on record. I think we've actually played a lot of good stuff this season. And I don't think the points that we have accumulated reflect the performances I've seen. But unfortunately, we've made mistakes. Ange has made mistakes. And we've let ourselves down and we've not picked up the points we should have picked up. So we got to hold that one and just bounce back this weekend against West Ham. The point on Ange, you're mentioning pressure, or you can't compare Ange's pressure to Lopetegui. I'm not comparing the pressure. I'm just giving you my assessment of Lopetegui in isolation, right? West Ham have spent a lot of money this summer, a lot of money, right? They spent a lot of money this summer without losing any key players, right? You are a new manager coming into this club. He's going to be given time. He's going to be given patience, right? But if West Ham do not see a change in performance over the next couple of months, forget about results for now. If they don't see a change in performance, if they don't see better utilization of the players, if they don't see that then eventually translating into results at some point this season, either in the middle stage or towards against the final third of the season, it could get long for him. It could get long for Lopetegui. Let's be serious. It could.
Yeah, we have to see progression. We have to see some sort of progression, whether it be, like you said, performances or results. Yeah, and that's fair. But like 7 games in, when we get to the halfway point, I'm gonna really evaluate where we are and what we're looking like and what improvements and progress I'm seeing. But obviously, like I said, we're kind of in a transitional season because we're going from Moyes ball to trying to play progressive football. So I have to give him some allowances, but we'll see. Like I said, certain things I won't forgive, and that's going into teams around us and just playing stagnant, slow football, passing it sideways and backwards.
Let's see. Let's see how you play this weekend.
Let's see. Look, man, I've got to ask you both a question. Would you rather have the West Ham attack or the Spurs attack right now? Because you got West Ham with Kudus, Bowen, and well, I mean, I can't believe that West Ham have still not got a striker that's half decent, to be fair. They're still playing Antonio, which is a joke, in my opinion, in 2024. They have got full Crook, but I don't think he's done much, if I'm honest. Or you've got Son, Brennan Johnson, and Solanke, which is, I think, what Spurs have been playing. It's what no matter which you go with, and Shaq can get involved in this as well. It's quite close, I would say. It's fairly close.
Yeah, Bowen starts at Tottenham. I rate Kudus higher than I rate someone like a Kulusevski. I rate Kudus higher than Werner. I rate Kudus higher than pretty much every attacker we have, apart from Solanke and Son. So, if we're talking Kudus and Bowen, yeah, I think they're better than most of our attackers, right? If I'm talking Somerville. If Somerville is going to be used in rotation, I don't know how they're going to make it work, whether he's going to be a starter, whether he's going to be a rotation piece, but I'm taking Somerville over Werner every day of the week, and I'm probably taking Somerville as a wide option over Richarlison. Richarlison for me is a striker. However, I'm not taking Antonio. He's dog shit. Sorry. Richarlison will score more goals than him. And I actually think Richarlison will score more goals than Danny Ings. I think Richarlison will score more goals than Fulkrook. I think Solanke will score more goals than Fulkrook. I think Son will score more goals than anyone in their team, even Jared Bowen. So, yeah, I don't think it's as clear-cut as saying, yeah, I would take their attack over ours. I wouldn't take their attack over ours because there's still at least 3 stinky players in that attack that I wouldn't want. And I'm sure Lawless would say the same about Tottenham.
Yeah, I think overall, like if we're just doing a numbers thing, I think we edge it on numbers. Like if you compared our best front three to theirs, I think we would edge it. You know what I mean? Like in terms of what I would take, like no,
So
and I'll tell you one of the reasons.
What's your best front three?
Okay, so I still go with Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, and that was the front three last season. Okay. That was tearing it up when they played as a front three.
Last season, Son scored 17 Premier League goals and got 10 assists playing up top and playing off the left. So
okay, but let me explain why I would have them over Son. Because of Son's, if you're asking who I would have, not who's ultimately the better, but who I would have, Son is because of his age, right? He hasn't got necessarily age on his side.
Yeah, so the question isn't about who you'd have. We're talking about
it's who I would have. It is who I would have.
Who's got the better attack right now?
No. It was would you have the West Ham attack or the Spurs attack? Yeah. If we was gonna swap,
I don't even know why I'm sugarcoating it. You would still have Son. Son is the best finisher of any player in this front line.
Yes. Okay. But well, I don't know. Bowen's up there, but this is what I'm saying. When you think about it,
don't even. And I rate. You know how much I rate Jared Bowen. I think he's cold. I think he's a quality player. Don't talk about Bowen's finishing in comparisons to Son. Bowen is a good finisher. Son is one of the best finishers we've seen in this league. Full stop. So don't even go there, please. Don't.
Okay, but
please.
Well,
Is it fair
I'm
to
saying we've
say
got to
that?
weigh up the pros and cons.
Is it fair to say? Because like, if I was to do a combined 11, I actually would go with Bowen, Kudus, and Son, and I'd put Son up top. That's what I would do.
So you wouldn't
I
play
think
Solanke? That's crazy
I
to me.
don't. No,
That's
I
crazy to me.
think as much as I think Solanke
That's
has got
crazy to me.
he's got the
Do
chance
we
to.
not think
I
that?
think Tom's a better finisher than Solanke.
He is a better finisher, but
Yeah.
Solanke, he is a better finisher, but Solanke is a better overall centre forward. Son is a son for me. He's at a stage in his career where he's still a killer in the box. So you want to keep him in the box, right?
I'd have Son over Solanke.
But the problem is, I wouldn't have Son in the middle over Solanke, and that's coming from Tottenham fan. The problem with that is, Son can be rendered null and void in several games if you put him through the middle. There's a certain way that teams play. If they play that way, he's done. And when it comes to giving defenders hell, he can't do it anywhere near the standard that Solanke can.
You would have Bowen, Kudus, and Solanke.
I'm having Bowen, Solanke, and Son, and I'll play Son close to Solanke. If anything, Kudus shout. I would actually move Kudus. I'd put Kudus, try him in the 8. Like you know how much I like Kulusevski. I really like Kulusevski, but I think Kudus is better than Kulusevski. I would try and put Kudus and play him with Maddison in the midfield, and I'd play one of our guys in the 6. That's what I would do.
Lawless, what would you do in a front three? I'm going to stick with it. I would go Son up through the middle and Bowen and Kudus, but Tobs is going with Son on the left. And then
I would rather go Son on the left, Bowen up top, Kudus on the right. That's what I would rather do if I was playing them three. Because
you have the same front three then, but a different way around.
Yeah. Because I think Son is better on the left than any of those two for sure. He's more natural on the left. Kudus, you know what I mean? He's playing on the left, but he's not natural there. And I think Bowen, he can work up top. And as like a fluid front three, that works. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would work.
And in the midfield, you're going Alvarez, Kulusevski, Maddison, or are you putting Paqueta in there?
I think just for now, on form, I would do that. Alvarez, Kulusevski, Maddison, So
it's best.
That's what I would do.
Yeah,
because Spurs ain't even got the holding midfielder at Spurs thing is weird at the moment. I don't know what's going on. There's no Saar, there's no Bissouma. They seem to be on the bench coming on.
Because Bissouma got in. Bissouma was suspended the first game. Bentancur started. He came back game. He had a fantastic game against Everton. Then he had a good game against Newcastle. We lost that game, so no one speaks on it. But he had a good game against Newcastle. Then he got injured. And missed a couple of games. And since then, we've had the rotation where Bentancur, because he's been playing the games, he's had momentum. He's been starting the league games. Then because we've got the midweek games, Bissouma's been starting the cup games. I'm very much expecting Bissouma to come back into the team on this weekend. I feel like it's the right time. For me personally, I want him to be starting over Bentancur because I think in that number 6 position, he is better than Bentancur. For me, I know me and Lawless did the combined 11, and to be honest, just out of pity, I just thought, you know what, let me just give you some players. But there's absolutely no way on earth any team who wants to be progressive is going to play Alvarez in the 6 over Bissouma. Sorry.
Alvarez has got to be one of the most...
I think he's been good, Alvarez.
Potts, be serious.
He's so underrated.
It's not about him being underrated. I'm not calling him a bad player, right? I think Alvarez has got his uses. I think he's a decent midfielder, right? But Alvarez,
would you say he's been more consistent than Bissouma? He's been all over the place, Bissouma.
Yeah.
I think last season, Bissouma's highs smashes Alvarez's highs out of the park. But I think where Alvarez
didn't have any lows.
Yeah,
he had no lows.
That's what I'm about to say. Alvarez is probably giving West Ham like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe. But you'd probably prefer a 6.5 out of 10 over the course of a season than you give me an 8 out of 10 for 3 months, and then you give me a 4 out of 10 for the next 5 months, right? He's
one of our most important players.
That means nothing to me. You're not good.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, you're not good.
We're not good.
The guy can't pass. He's not athletic. He's a decent player. Like you're talking him up to be some player that he isn't. He's a decent player. He's not. If Alvarez, listen, Alvarez cannot mix it with the big boys. And I'm not even saying that Basuma can. I'm just saying Basuma clearly has more capability as a midfielder than Alvarez. He's a better dribbler. He's a better passer, right? And he's just as good defensively. So I don't really understand this point we're making here.
Would you
Listen, it's how I see
if
that.
you had money, right? Because personally, if I was doing combined 11s at the moment, I couldn't put Basuma in there because I don't know where the guy's been. It's been like an injury suspension thing. But if I was actually to buy
if
one,
it wasn't form
I would.
I'm putting him in there. He's the best midfielder.
You love the idea of Basuma. You love the idea of Basuma.
Not the idea,
but
because I'm not saying he's this elite player. I know his flaws. Basuma, the biggest problem with Basuma is consistency. But I'm still taking this version of Basuma over Alvarez. End of discussion.
And if you had money, right, and you can only buy one of these players, would you buy Kulusevski or Paqueta?
This is a tough one because it depends. If you're telling me Kulusevski on the right wing versus Paqueta in midfield, it's an easy answer, Paqueta. If you're telling me Kulusevski in the midfield versus Paqueta, then let's have a conversation. Because you know my stance on Paqueta. You know my stance on Paqueta. You know my stance on Kulusevski. I've been telling people since last season, Kulu has to be a central option permanently. This wing team,
I agree.
This system,
I think he's been quality, man.
It doesn't work. And Paqueta, I've been saying it. This isn't new. Even when he was playing well, I said Paqueta is a good player, right? He's a good player. He's got visible quality. But the problem I have with people's analysis of Paqueta is he does not get the scrutiny that players at Tottenham or Arsenal or Man City or Liverpool. He doesn't get that level of scrutiny. When he doesn't play
from
well,
West Ham fans.
When he doesn't play well, they hide behind the fact that, oh, he's playing at West Ham. He's playing in a system that doesn't suit his strengths. I'm sick of that. Cream always rises to the top. End of discussion. If you're a driller, you're a driller. Whether you're playing in a shitty system, whether you're playing in a good system, cream always rises to the top. It's simple, right? Because I ain't seen Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen has got it cooking for West Ham, no matter what system they're playing. No matter what system they're playing, he's got it cooking.
I've got to admit, I think Kulusevski's been quality this season. But in that position, he has been much better. I never liked him on the right anyway. People were saying he's better than Saka. I just thought it was laughable. And in the middle, I think he's been good and found his place. Paqueta, I don't know. I haven't seen much from him for a while.
Listen, we have because we have to talk. We have to talk about this year. The guy's been going under stress.
Before I go on, before I let you come in, sorry, apologies, I'm talking a lot. If I'm being honest, I would probably lean towards Paqueta in the midfield option out of the two, but I just want it known that like Paqueta's not pulling up trees in the West Ham midfield. He's not pulling up trees, so it doesn't have to take someone like Kulusevski. All Kulusevski has to do is continue in the way he's continuing this season, and I can actually come with evidence and say, yep, I think he's had a season probably better than any season I've seen from Paqueta in a West Ham shirt. Yes or no?
Yeah, like I said, but we have to talk about this year because what Paqueta is going through, is immensely stressful. These scumbags are trying to take his life away, trying to take away his livelihood, and they're trying to do all sorts of underhanded tactics to do it. Do you realize how stressful? You expect this guy to have his mind fully on football. Come on.
Let me tell you this. So this guy plays, but first they said, oh, it's his first season and he's playing on the Moyes ball. The team's been disjointed. It's not his fault. Do you remember when we were doing the shows? And he was stinking at the joint for months. And when he finally started playing well towards the end of the season, this guy came out of the woodwork. You see, he needed time. So that was the first season. The second season, they said, oh, Paqueta started the season much better. He's playing better football. And then the form dips. Nowhere to be seen for a good 6-7 months. And the excuse is, oh, he's got a case over his head. They're not letting him focus on the football.
We're not allowed. We're not counting that case then. Is that not acceptable? Is that not reasonable?
Now it's the third season. He's not had a good start to the season. Whenever I watch this guy for Brazil, he looks distinctly average. He does not play well for Brazil. Whenever I watch him, he doesn't play well for Brazil. So you're not playing. You're not playing consistently well for West Ham. You don't play well for Brazil. You do these little flicks and tricks. You'll have maybe one good game in 5, but yet I'm meant to say this is the cream of the crop in the Premier League. This is the guy that I think can go to Man City and carry the keys. Sorry, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. He's a good player.
You're not.
Let's call it. You're
not having it. You're not okay. You're not having that. He's going through hell right now, and his mind probably ain't fully on football. You're not having that. We don't know that. That allegedly.
It's like he's going through hell. Did he think about that when he was placing these fucking bets?
Allegedly. Don't let me get his lawyer coming after you. Allegedly, wait. I'm sending this to his lawyer, mate. I'm sending this to Paqueta's lawyer, yeah, because you can't say that. You can't say that he did that, right? What they are doing.
Man wants us to have sympathy for a man who's been accused of betting.
Accused.
Like, Potts, are you deep in this? Yeah.
It's
not even like he's going through any like marital problems or he's lost someone close in his family. He's literally Lawless' excuse for him not being able to play well is because he's distracted by his court case where he's been found to have allegedly been putting down football bets on himself.
No. Let's have this right. The accusation isn't that he's been putting down bets, it's that his family members put down the bets. And the winnings ain't even that much when you look at it. Like, none of it makes sense when you realize it. The case, he's gonna bust this case easy. Yeah, he's getting off. And when he does, I want an apology special from you. Yeah, I'm gonna get you on my channel, and you're gonna give an apology to Lucas Paqueta because that is outrageous.
I'll absolutely give him an apology, right? I'll give him an apology if he's found not guilty, right?
Yes, he will.
Let's see.
That's fair, man. Let's see.
I'm telling you, they're trying to do underhanded tactics to try and get him. So they're scrambling. Yeah, they're desperate. They know their
tactics.
Yeah. Like, do you know what? They're leaking shit. Do you not see this latest news? They're leaking shit.
So now it's the FA. Now it's the FA have got a vendetta against Paqueta. They want him done.
No, do you know why? Because they have to justify. They have to win. They've brought this case against him. They can't lose because they're going to look stupid, and then they're going to be in a situation where they could get sued for all of the stress and potential loss of earnings and all sorts of stuff that they've put on him, yeah? So they know they have to win. And now they're leaking information about the case. They're putting that out there to undermine his defense. They know what they're doing. And then they've done that foolishness with the phone. So just watch this space. Mark my words. Remember this video. He's going to be in this.
If he comes out not guilty, then me and Tobs will be the first to say fair play. Look, the last question before I get your predictions, excuse me, and we come to a close, is Spurs' back line, Lawless. Mm-hmm. You and I have spoken with Deji when now that Tobs isn't as regular on. We've got Deji on, big up Deji, about the fact that the back five at Spurs is not as good. I'm talking about Vicario when I say back five. We know what it is: Porro, Udogie, and Van der Ven and Romero. If you compare that to West Ham's, do you think it's levels defensively?
Listen, on paper, that's excellent. Like back five, they've got the excellent better than us. However, in practicality, what we've seen, I think they're more comparable than Tobes would admit. I think there's more in it. I think Kilman and Todibo as a centre back pairing are really going to prove something. He's really going to be quality and be potentially compare. Well, I already told you I rate Van der Ven.
Kilman is a good player.
Cario Ariola.
Kilman is a good player. Todibo is a good player. We wanted him at Tottenham, but we wanted him to come in and compete with Van der Ven and Romero. We didn't buy him to be an outright starter. If he comes in and proves himself as a player who's worthy of starting week in, week out, then we have a different conversation. But the mandate was to buy someone to push Van der Ven and Romero. For Kilman, Max Kilman, Spurs were actually linked with Kilman maybe like 2 years ago, and I discussed it with my mates. I like Kilman. I think he's comfortable on the ball. I don't think he's a dumb defender, but I also don't think he's. How can I put this in the nicest way possible? I think that's a very good West Ham. I think that's a very good signing for West Ham, right? I just don't think he's better than Mickey van der Ven. That's it.
Listen, like I said, I think the margins are relatively fine. Like I said, if you look at the back five as a whole, Areola, Vicario, Emerson, Udogie,
I don't think
Porro,
it is.
Wan-Bissaka.
This is. I think you're only saying that. I think you're only saying that because we're not performing to the standard that we can be. I think if you really had a gun to your head and you had the choice of Destiny or Emerson, you're not picking Emerson. If you had the choice of Pedro Porro or Aaron Wan-Bissaka to play for a team who wants to be in the upper echelon of the Prem, you're not picking Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There's a reason why Man United sold him. There's a reason why.
And how are they doing now? Because Mazraoui, how's he worked? So they could have done with keeping
Wan-Bissaka. Mazraoui's been their best player this season.
He's been leaking.
Mazraoui's been one of the
How many goals have come down his side?
What are you talking
Look
about?
how many goals have come down his side. Look how many goals have come down his side.
What do you mean?
Look how many goals.
He's been all right, Mazraoui.
I've been watching Man United games. What do you mean?
I've watched him. I've seen goals come down his side, and he don't get criticised for it.
I've seen him have one bad game for Man United, and that was against Tottenham. What are you talking about?
I've seen it.
Which game? Go on, list the games. Outside of Tottenham, list the games where he's performed badly.
Well, I'm not saying overall, but what I'm saying is it's the goals. I'm talking about the actual goals that come down. I'm saying goals are coming down his side.
Let's go through the games he played. Against Southampton, he was solid.
Whoa, this is a West Ham. Wait, why are we? This is a West Ham Tottenham thing. We're going to spend all day on Mazraoui because you want to glaze Mazraoui.
But you can't make these unsubstantiated claims. You've just said the goals are coming down his side. That is factually incorrect because I'm watching these.
There have been. So wait. No goals have come down the right-hand side.
That's what I said. It's like you're hard of hearing. You said,
but you're not listening to me. I've said goals have come down. No. I never said all. I said a lot of goals. A lot of goals are coming down his side.
No, they're not.
I think we need to go back and look.
Coming down Dallow's side. A lot of goals are coming down Harry.
Are you trying to? Why are we talking about this? Is this to prove that Porro is not better than Wan-Bissaka?
It's crazy, bro. He's weird. Mazraoui's gone into that team. You ask any Man United fan, Mazraoui is he is a comfortable upgrade on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Comfortable. And I don't even think Bissaka's crap, but let's be serious. Let's actually be
But Mazraoui's not available to play now because he had an illness that they knew about and still signed him anyway. And he's injury prone too.
One-on-one defending Wan-Bissaka, I'm not going to say he's not good because he is, but going forward,
Mazraoui's good defensively. This is what I don't understand. Like, why are we pretending as if they're a similar level of player? They're not.
I think Wan-Bissaka is the most disrespected player. But Man United are poison. Man United are poison.
Right, let me just explain to you why he's not the most disrespected player. Because people say good things about Wan-Bissaka, which is what? He is good at one-on-one defending. Because he is. That's a fact.
Yeah, but no, because people act like that's all he does. And look, we talk about going forward. I literally but listen, we're talking about Man United. He used to be a winger, for fuck's sake. So we can't say he can't go forward. I see him against Palace. Come on, bang, create a chance straight away, going forward. People, when I say he's disrespected, because people act like he's shit going forward.
Would you rather have Wan-Bissaka or Porro? Would you rather have him?
Sunday, the 20th of October.
It's a tough one. I would give them Porro, and I did give them Porro in my Liverpool Porro. So,
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy as well? Didn't West Ham even go for Mazraoui?
Yeah,
we were linked with Mazraoui, but I'm glad we didn't get because he's injury prone.
Now imagine what the narrative.
Now
imagine what he would say if Mazraoui signed for West Ham and Aaron Wan-Bissaka stayed at Man United. Just imagine. The guy is just mental, bro.
Let's remember the Crystal Palace Wan-Bissaka year that everyone was hyping, and instead we're going to look at Man United who poison every player that they touch and judge him off of Man United. You know what I mean? Like,
We're moving.
He's looked good so far, so let's see.
Let's see what happens.
That looks a good signing for Man United for once.
but he's not available to play, so it's not good signing if he can't play.
Yeah, he's been injured. Everyone was Why are you doing your face like that? He's injury prone. Do you want me to pull up his injury record at Man United?
Let's pull it up at West Ham.
Bro, I'm
0.
Bro, yeah, you know what? You're beyond saving. I need us to win just to put egg in your face because you're just crazy, bro. You're tapped.
If you don't win, if you don't dare win, it's long for you.
You don't dare win.
Yeah, because you know. Honestly, it's going to be long.
Failure is not an option for me. Honestly, we have to win.
Yes.
I agree.
Look, man, let's go. Let's get some predictions from you boys before we close. Lawless, let's start with you, seeing as you're the away side and your visitors. What are you going for, bro?
Just know, right? I'm apparently the unreasonable one. I'm the delusional one. Watch these predictions. Yeah, I'm saying 2-2. Now listen to what his prediction is.
Yeah, I'm going 3-1.
Yeah, so there you go, innit? There you go. So, and I'm the one who's like,
there I go. What?
You know what I mean? I'm this unreasonable, delusional fan. I'm coming in and saying, yeah, a draw. You're going in, going after everything that you've seen from your team lately. You're like 3-1.
Yeah,
okay.
I am going 3-1. Why can't I go 3-1? There's goals in this team.
Okay. There's goals in our team as well.
I didn't say there aren't. So, I'm giving you my rationale why I'm thinking we're going to score goals.
Okay. I'm just saying it's a bit overconfident. That's all I'm saying.
Why? Why is it overconfident? We've played 3 home matches this season and we scored 7 goals in 3 of them.
Okay, but you're conceding goals as well, so you're not even going to say 3-2, no?
That's why I didn't predict a clean sheet.
Okay, so you're not going to say 3-2. You want to change it to 3-2.
Why should I say 3-2? It could be 3-2. I'm not saying that 3-2 is impossible. It could be 3-2. Absolutely. I can see you scoring 2 goals. I'm just giving you my prediction is 3-1. I don't see the problem.
All right. Okay. I'm just saying. I said the draw, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Interesting. Look, I am going to go for a 3-2 Spurs win, unfortunately.
Oh, fuck off, Tots. Oh, North London, buddies. North London forever. North London forever. Whatever the weather.
You're a madman if you think I want Tottenham to win this game. Crikey.
North London forever.
Of course I do. I just ain't seen enough yet from West Ham. So, look, I'd love you to go and upset them on their ground. Be nothing. I'd love you to go and win 3-0. But I've got to be realistic, man. I think Spurs might just nick this. I hope that it's a draw or a loss for them. But I think Spurs might be. I think this is a time for them, and I think their fans are going to be wanting blood because they ain't going to be wanting any sort of performance like the Brighton one. So I think that stadium will be lifted, and I think they will get them across the line. But look, West Ham have gone and they've delivered before. West Ham have gone and they've caused upsets. Tottenham don't like playing West Ham. Let's be real. Like, there's always something there. They go into this game always thinking, "Oh, I don't know." Tobs is fairly confident there. Big up to him. He's going to back his squad on his side, but I think it could be a real close one, man. And I think it could be. Let's see. Listen, big up both of you for coming on, man. Absolute legends. I know that you had to, sort out a lot for this, so I really appreciate your time. Tobs, tapping Tobs. What you got coming up, my bro?
I mean, well, put the combined 11 out, so that was actually good fun. That was just a nice bit of banter with me and Lawless before the seriousness tonight. And then I'll be at the game on Saturday. It feels foreign actually going to games now because of all the Big Six in studio stuff now. It's long. And being in the studio, it means it's not like not only am I missing all the Big Six games, I'm now having to miss matches. If Tottenham are playing on that Sunday, like I can't go to that match because I can't get from that match to the studio in good time, or I can't get from the studio to the match in good time. So it's tough, but I'm just happy to be back going to games, man. You know how much I love going to games. So yeah, man. I'm actually happy. I got West Ham this Saturday. Next week, obviously, I'm in America for work, so I can't go to the Europa game on Thursday. But then the week after, I'm going Man City. So let's see, man. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Make sure you go follow Tapping Toes, man. Make sure you go watch both these guys' content because it's class. Lawless, man. Lawless Live, dropping more content as well, bruv. What you got coming up?
Yeah, obviously got the preview with Tobs outside the new Shite Hart Lane, so go check that out on the channel. I've got a watch along for the Spurs game, so check that out. That's going to be either great or it's going to be not so great. So check out the watch along. That's going to be something. 11:30 live.
Love that, man. Love that. Make sure you're there, man, at Lawless Live, Tapping Tobs. Make sure you do us a favor, hit the like and the subscribe for this one as well, people. Let's make sure we can get up to the big 3-0. We're out of here, man. See you next time. Take it easy and up the Arsenal. Laters.
Peace.